Welcome, travelers, to the Dahlia World Garden, where epic tales spring to life. I am your caretaker, Tim Dahlia, and today we are diving into the heroics of a group of misfits from the remote town of Madet, within our fantasy world of Adrith. Whether you're a returning explorer or joining our quest for the very first time, we're thrilled to have you here. This is our maiden voyage using the pre-released Daggerheart beta rules, so expect a few surprises, and please forgive any differences from the core rule set. A special shout out to Goss for stepping up as our GM for the first time. She's already weaving her magic behind the screen, and we can't wait to see where she leads us. If our adventure sparks your imagination, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. All our social links live in the description below. Most importantly, be kind to yourself and to each other. After all, every hero needs a little kindness in their journey. Grab your dice and steady your courage. It's time for Making It and Made It.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Goss, your storyteller for this evening, and this 10th episode of Making It and Made It. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. How about we start with Sleepy?
I'm Sleepy. I'll be playing Calico Bogdan, and some trouble is afoot.
In very deed, Scott.
Hello, I am Scott, and I'm playing Raz Tokum, and the trouble is definitely afoot, and hopefully we got the village taken care of as far as the supplies and stuff goes.
And Wim.
I'm Wim. I'm going to be playing Val. The foot is a trouble and all that. And yeah, hopefully we can set off and not die.
I would prefer that, honestly. I would hate to have to kill any players with all that fear on my fear clock. I'm sorry, what?
That's a whole lot of fear.
Okay, so we left off last time. We had gotten all of the supplies transferred over, and it was a question of getting it all organized and everything. And we were trying to figure out what's next, insofar as where do we go from here? So, what are we all doing?
Have we finished shoveling everything through the portal?
I would say probably yes, that's taken care of. They're still, running around getting supplies apportioned out to where they need to go and all that, and, looking over test results and stuff like that. But that's all going to be happening for a little bit yet. That doesn't directly involve you guys.
Right.
Although I think that Gabriel has probably been sort of just voluntold to help run stuff around because he's quick.
I think at least Val is ready to get packed and get going, resupply on anything we need, and then head out.
Okay.
Where are we heading out to?
Was just about to ask. If my Discord froze, I missed the last 3 minutes.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. So supplies have all been dragged through the portal. They're being apportioned out to their various places. And Gabriel has been dragged into helping do that. So he's been dragged off. The rest of you are... That was the question. Doing what? And Val said he was supplying his own pack and things. What does that look like? What are you adding to your pack or replacing or whatever?
I don't think there's much to replace other than any perishables that have since perished. And then just Val's doing their best to keep it packed the way that Calico had packed it before. And I think the only difference is they're going to leave the halberd and the gambeson armor. Well, they'll leave the halberd. They'll keep the gambeson armor. But they'll put the halberd down somewhere so that they can just not have to carry it with them the whole time.
I forgot you had it, and the picture of Val doing everything we just went through while also trying to pack around the halberd is my new favorite thing.
Okay, is there anything specific that you're adding that you weren't carrying before?
No, unless there's anything that the council wanted us to bring additionally. I think we had maybe some results and stuff that we wanted to bring with. But unless they're like, here's extra stuff for you to help you on your journey, I don't think there's anything else that'll be added.
Okay, and what about Raz?
Well, I'm just gonna re-up everything, just make sure that I have everything on me in my pack. I was gonna go back and talk to my lady to make sure, that the progress as far as the stuff that we took, the stuff that I took her to take a look at to see, is there a time frame on when there'll be some form of information. I know that Calico actually did a mind link with her so that as soon as she finds out something, we'll know something, but I was wondering if maybe there would be a time frame.
Okay, so you're going to go looking for Dixie, who it's late in the day now, so probably in either at home or in the cafeteria in the Hall of Expertise.
Well, I'm going to go to the cafeteria first.
Okay.
And I'm just going to take a look around just to see if I see her.
Okay, and you do see her sitting down, kind of surrounded by a couple of coworkers. There is a seat open beside her.
Okay. So I go over and just, I touch her on the shoulder first.
She jumps a little and looks around, and she looks tired. The same as she did earlier in the day.
Right.
But maybe a little bit better for having started to get a hot meal into her.
Right.
And she smiles when she registers that it's you, and oh, Raz, hi. Sit down. Are you here to eat?
No, actually, I think we're about to take off here in just a minute. I was just checking up on you and see how things are going. And I kind of, rather than just, because I don't know the people that she may be around, I may know them, but I don't know if they're safe. So I just kind of look at her like...
Okay, so she kind of blinks at you for a minute, and then it registers, and her eyes widen, and she okay, so we don't really have a lot at this point, and it's kind of weird because Master Trevin didn't come by the way I was expecting. He sent a note saying that he would, but that he'd been caught up with something about some of the council members not attending to the meeting and then not answering summons. So I guess he's busy with that. And I guess there's more going on at the clinic than I knew about too, although I just heard that they suddenly got really busy. I don't know what that's about either. I don't know if there was another attack or what. I didn't hear anything, but they got busy. That's all I got.
Okay. So the master didn't come by to check on anything, and the clinic just got busy out of the blue.
That's what I heard.
Okay. Well, does Calico hear this?
No, Calico is off doing what Calico does best.
Okay. So I
because with the mind link, I think she has to think it to me.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I just tell her, I said, okay, well, just do the best that you can. If you find anything out, just think hard enough about it. And
as soon as I know anything, I'll let you all know.
Right. And I'm going to go check out the clinic just to see what's going on really quick.
Okay. Dixie will also, having been reminded by Raz, she will think all of that report to Calico as well.
Okay.
My first response is, oh shit, I forgot I did this. And then I respond with, okay, we'll make sure to check out the clinic. I'm headed over to Baylor's to do what I do best.
Okay. Good luck?
I am luck.
I head out of the cafeteria and I'm heading towards the clinic.
In the clinic, there is nobody at the reception desk. There is a sheet up across the room behind the reception desk. And by sheet, I mean, infirmary curtains. And it's obviously makeshift because it's on portable stands that would be folding type things.
Right.
But behind them, you can hear a great deal of hustle and bustle the footsteps and the movements are sort of muffled by cloth sounds. So it sounds like a lot of zhuzhing around back there. You hear muted voices occasionally, but mostly people, just checking in with each other and then moving on. A lot of medical jargon and, needs of various patients and things. So it's sort of hard to know what's going on without checking it out.
I'm about to take a look back. I actually peek through.
And you see the doctor standing there. Well, the quarantine room where the patients of the mysterious plague, disease, whatever it is open. The door is open now. But everybody that goes by is wearing hair coverings and masks across their faces, and they're all in gowns, and they even have cloth wrappings over their shoes. Like they are in full-on quarantine mode for everything. But you do see, you recognize the doctor and Counselor Moonbud, Trevin, Moonbud, the grasshopper fairy, standing in front of the original quarantine room, and they appear to be conversing. They both look pretty solemn.
Well, first things first, I go back to the desk and grab a mask, and I put a mask on, and then I kind of open the curtain again, but I call to the doctor and the council member and say, "Hey, what's going on?"
The doctor turns around and obviously immediately recognizes you, but the counselor takes a moment. He looks up and at first looks really annoyed, but then recognizes who you are. And they both, they kind of exchange a look and nod and come over to talk with you. But they actually, gesture to go back through the curtains.
Okay. So I back up and let them come to me.
The doctor says, how is the group? Nobody feeling off or displaying any strange symptoms?
No, we just got through getting the supplies through, and everything so far seems good. What in the world is going on?
Well, we're full. we're full. All of our beds are full. We are making pallets on floors at this point.
More people are falling ill.
Yes, it's families, coworkers. Hard to say where it's coming from because they're from all over town now. Trevin, council member Moonbud looks at you and kind of tilts his head a little bit. His antenna twitch, and he says, "In addition, there are council members missing. Some of them."
Yeah, some of them weren't there.
Indeed, we've lost track of a few. Of course, in the confusion, it's difficult to keep track of everyone, but usually council members are more conscientious about remaining where we can contact them.
Right. Well, do you have like a place of interest? Like I know we're thinking about checking out the fishery, and I don't know what other place, but do you have an idea?
Well, Madam Blackstaff is missing, but she is the agriculturist. It's possible she has been checking the greenhouses. Mistress Padfoot is director of archaeology. It's possible she's been checking various sites in the mines to see if there are any additional victims of this disease or curse, whatever it is. And let's see. Mistress Whiteflute has also gone out of contact. She is director of agriculture, as Ms. Blackstaff is director of husbandry, checking the animals, and Mistress Whiteflute, agriculture. She could be in the greenhouses. I don't know for certain.
Well, those are some pretty good leads to check out, because I'm pretty sure that we'll want to check the places closest before we start going to the mines first. So
that does make sense.
I'll go talk to my people really quick. Please just somehow keep us informed. Let us know what's going on.
As best we can.
I nod and I head back out the door, and I'm heading towards Val.
Okay, so Val is in the supply area.
Yeah, desperately trying to avoid contact with people that they know, and just like ready to head out as soon as everybody's ready. This is what we're doing now. So I gotta let's get out of here. I don't have to interact with anybody or deal with anything.
Okay. Oop. Okay, so headed back to the supply is Raz. Okay, Calico. What are you finding out in Baylor's pub?
I want to... Basically, I'm rumor mongering. Like, I want to hear what people are talking about and what people think. And if there's anyone that's, like, accusing someone or something of what's going on.
Okay, so let's get some rolls started. Let's see. Who are you approaching and how are you going about it?
I'm just gonna, like, hop table to table and order drinks for people, ask what's been going on since I've been gone, kind of, like, play the returning hero, trying to figure out what's going on in town.
Okay. So that sounds like a presence roll. I don't want to make you roll for every table. Let's just go ahead and do a general presence roll.
That's cocked. Holy shit, that's bad. 9? Can I actually... Oh, I don't have any hope. Never mind.
You know what, though? You should probably add your teller of tales, spinner of yarns.
Yes, but I'm supposed to have hope to be able to do that. But if you're going to let me, I will.
Oh, that's right. It does take a hope, doesn't it? Oh, I forgot about that. Dang it. I can't do that to everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, so a 9. You find that people are pretty tense and kind of closed mouths right now. They're kind of side-eyeing each other and not really terribly gregarious at the moment. Buying the drink purchasing is appreciated, and you do get a few mumbles about, maybe the town is cursed somehow. Maybe we dug too deep somewhere, and that's what's causing all of this craziness. But as you kind of, that's pretty much what you get. But then Baylor enters the room, or, comes back from somewhere, and pops up behind the bar. And
That's actually who I wanted to talk to next.
Yeah, okay. So, how do you go about that?
I'm gonna walk up to Baylor and be like, I would like to actually pay my tab.
He blinks at you and tilts his head and then gets this giant grin and he goes,
Oh, not with gold. Not with gold. I just came back from saving all of the supplies, including what you would need to be able to keep running your establishment. So I just kind of wanted to square up with being, like, the reason you're able to keep running. I'm not asking for anything free, but I think we're square.
And he narrows his eyes at you and the smile disappears. And I need another presence roll.
Yeah, I figured. Ooh. That's 24 with fear.
Ooh.
Well, I would take the fear, but I'm all full up. However, that is sufficient for him to sigh heavily and say, depends on what kind of supplies I get delivered if I get my whole shipment. But if I get my whole shipment, I'll give it to you.
That sounds fair. Also, I'm looking for some information, and in exchange, I'm willing to perform here free for 2 weeks.
Every night?
Every night for a week. I was thinking 3 nights for 2 weeks.
3 nights a week for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
What's the information you're looking for?
I'm trying to figure out exactly what's going on in town and who might be... who people think are, or what people think are the cause. And I'm asking you for a reason, because you get a certain amount of information just by your comely nature.
He chuckles. That I do. All right, it's a deal. So, what I've been hearing around town? Obviously, you've heard the rumors about curses and digging too deep and such like folderol. What I've been hearing is that there's certain council members that keep disappearing when it's important. Also, hearing that
I can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
also heard, is that better?
Yep.
Okay. Also heard that we got a call from Chasm, but they ain't telling us what was in it. Makes people pretty suspicious.
Anything else?
Well, there's weird creatures still attacking the town, flying fish with teeth. I will say, some of those council members disappearing the way they have is odd. They don't usually do that. Makes me wonder if they're still the same people we know.
You mean like replaced, or like something's got to them?
Maybe the latter, but I was more thinking like they've been replaced. I mean, whatever is causing those creatures to come, they got those growths, right? So what's to say that ain't getting in people's brains and scrambling them, making them do what they're told to rather than what they want to do?
That's an interesting take. I hadn't thought of that. Well,
Now, see, what's weird is that it's all different types of the council members. So, like, we got... Oops. Sorry, almost dropped the puppy.
that's not good.
No. Let's see. We got Master Elgor. Now, you know he likes to drop out of the rafters on people all the time, but he's gone pretty serious lately. Last time I saw him, he was looking downright grim. And then Mistress Blackstaff, well, she's a fungal, and you'd think nothing would affect her the way it's affecting other people, but she's sure been seen going out of town a lot lately, and that don't seem safe for somebody as delicate as her. And then there's Mistress White Flute. Now, she's been going to the greenhouses from what I hear. But then nobody can find her when she's supposed to be in the greenhouses. So I gotta wonder. And then there's that daft bastard Baron Blackfur. Now, that one, he's sure head up about all those weird fish. I saw him go out of town a couple days ago. Ain't seen him since. Gillen's been all up in everybody's faces lately. He's a pain in my butt right now. Oh, and then there's Mistress Padfoot. Now, she disappears out of town a lot, so that ain't too surprising. But you wouldn't think she'd want to be out there while all this craziness is going on. Makes me wonder about that, too.
Baylor, you've given me significantly more information than I expected, and I apologize for underestimating you.
And he smirks at you.
2 weeks, 4 nights.
There we go. I'm good with that.
Although I am officially on task and I lean in, and people can't know about this, to figure out what's going on, and this is tasked by the council. So I may have to owe that to you once this is taken care of, but I will square up on that.
Holding you to it.
I wouldn't expect anything less. And then I stand back and let out a hearty laugh and pinch his cheek. I knew you were there the whole time. Baylor was with us on this adventure the whole time and is also a hero of the town. Buy more drinks. And then I turn around and walk out.
Perfect.
Okay, so now what?
I'm headed to meet up with everybody else. Now that I have way more notes than I was expecting to take in that, however long that was.
So I take it we just kind of meet up with Val.
Yep, that's where I'm headed. I assume Val's going to take longer to do his pack than I am to go to Baylor.
I think when you arrive, Val is like just about done, and it's still a little bit of a mess. So I don't know if you have the urge to fix those things, but like the bag will close, sure, but
I look at it and I'm just like, Val, I'm proud of you. You got it all in there.
hey, there's a first time for everything.
Next time I'll teach you how to roll the stuff tighter.
Okay.
Are either of the rest of you adding anything to your packs or moving things around?
I'm not adding anything.
Nope.
The quartermaster comes running up to you as you are finishing closing your packs and getting ready to shoulder them. And he is harried and, hair flying everywhere, and he's got a big old scowl on his face, but he's got a box in his hands. And he comes running up to Calico, and he shoves the box into your hands and says, Council Member Flora wanted me to hand these over to you. Don't know what she thinks you're going to need it for, but there they are. And he turns around and disappears again. The supply area is still kind of a little bit chaotic as they're putting things away.
Well, I opened the box.
Inside the box are 4 healing potions. And they're labeled from Chasm with a date that's only 6 months ago.
And these were from Flora?
Flora ordered them, yes.
Okay.
Well, I clearly don't have any other room for them if you guys want to split them.
Yeah, I'll hold on to Val's for him.
You can hold on to mine too.
I'll just hold on to all of them.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
A very important backpack not to lose.
All right. So, where is the first stop?
Through the portal, I think. Or do we want to try and go to the any of the other places here first?
I think, honestly, I think we should go talk to whatever council members we can find that are on my list of notes.
Right. So we have the fishery, we have the gardens, we have the husbandry, which is out with the animals. So where do you want to go first?
Let's
Closest.
And what is closest?
So the greenhouses are closest probably to Baylor's Pub that I'm pinging on Roll20. They're in this area.
Okay.
But there's a lot of them. And
Right.
animals are further, they're the very farthest ones from among those buildings there. So the first 8.
Okay.
The first 8 buildings are probably agriculture, and the last 5 are probably husbandry.
Well, let's start there.
Right. Let's start there.
And I'm just going to start asking if people have seen Blackstaff. And I'm carrying that box, saying that I have something for her from the quartermaster.
Just the empty box?
Yep.
Okay, so the building that you're at there is agriculture. It's a greenhouse, so you'd be looking for white flute.
A white flute.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Black,
So
white,
we're-
whatever.
White flute. All right. So I guess you said that they're the first 4 buildings.
First 8 buildings are
Or the first
agriculture.
8 buildings.
Mm-hmm. And in the first couple, you don't even see any people. They kind of look like they've already been sort of tucked in for the day. And so you can kind of tell that from glancing in. It's actually the first 4 that you find that are that way. It's in the 5th greenhouse that you finally find some people, and they're in the middle of doing exactly that, closing things up for the night. And they tell you that Mistress White Flute was here just a minute ago, but she's already moved ahead. She's doing inventory because, we've all been locked in and things are a little bit rough right now. So trying to make sure that the sick get the nutrition they need to heal and all that.
Where exactly did they go?
She went on ahead of us, so she's in either 6, 7, or 8. Greenhouse is 6, 7, or 8. Not sure how far she's gotten.
I appreciate that. And then I just go greenhouse to greenhouse. I skip
Yep.
towards that direction, and then just greenhouse to greenhouse, going and saying that I have a package for White Flute from the quartermaster.
It is in greenhouse 7 that you are flagged down and pointed without words, like this person is exhausted, but they're pointing ahead. And in the back corner with a clipboard and a stylus, she is marking something on her clipboard. You find Adelia White Flute. She is a faun. She is albino. She has white fur, red eyes, pale ivory cloven hooves. She is largely in white, and she is wearing kind of what you'd expect from like a gardener. She's in, heavy duty clothes. And looks pretty tired and distracted.
I come up and I lean in. I was like, I don't actually have something from the quartermaster from you, but I needed a cover. We're on business from the council. Please come with me.
She blinks at you, glances around, and then nods and follows you.
And I just walk us off like a safe distance where people aren't going to be actually overhearing us. And I hand her the box. Sorry, it's empty.
Then she stands there sort of awkwardly holding the box and says, all right, what is this about?
We're trying to figure out what's going on in town, and you're the first on our list of people probably not involved. So I kind of wanted to see what you've been finding out and kind of hopefully have you as an ally in this. And I'm straight up lying to her.
Okay, presence roll.
Because I absolutely expect your motherfucking yes. 26 with hope.
Very nice. Okay, she kind of looks like she's trying to wrap her head around what you just said, tilts her head and seems to consider, and then nods and says, well, I am happy to help as much as I can, but I have spent most of my time in the last week here in the greenhouses trying to make sure that we will have enough produce ripe enough to feed everyone. It has been a little bit of a juggling act. What is it you are looking to find out?
There is concern that someone has recreated an ancient experiment, and that's what's plaguing Madet. Now, as I said, you are not a suspect, but I do need to cover bases so that when we present our notes, it doesn't look like I favored you. People have been saying that you will report about going to the greenhouses and then are unable to be found. Can you speak on that?
That I don't really know about. I believe all of my staff are accounted for. I have had a couple of them end up in the infirmary because family members became sick and so did they. But as I said, I believe they're all accounted for. I don't know about Mistress Blackstaff's staff, however, different department. if we are talking about ancient experiments, I think the most likely suspects would be the longest lived of the council members to start with. I suppose if you were looking at council members, which I suppose would be absurd. After all, we are council members, and I cannot imagine any of us actively harming the town. But the longest lived citizens, you could get a list of them from well, I suppose the list would be with Master Horfrost.
Can I make an instinct roll to see if I feel like she's lying to me?
And as he's talking to them, I want to kind of look around the greenhouse.
Okay, yes on the instinct roll. I'm sorry, to see what?
Just to see if there's anything out of place, like, you know, the wrong type of plant, a trap door, papers hidden somewhere, something like that.
Okay, also give me an instinct roll.
I got a 17.
Adelia's features make her a little bit hard to read, as does her weariness. She doesn't seem to be using the ear flicks and facial expressions that you might expect from a faun like Val. So, she's pretty droopy. So you don't get the feeling that she's lying, but you also don't necessarily get much of a read from her at all.
Okay.
Got a 17 with hope.
Oh, mine was with fear.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said that. Again, I can't take the hope, or the fear, but make sure and take the hope. And you don't see anything you wouldn't expect, unless it's a lack of ripe fruits and vegetables still on their plants. Most of what you see is still pretty green and unripe or very small, which sort of backs up her concern about being able to feed everybody appropriately under the circumstances.
Okay.
And the last thing I want to ask is, hold on, I have to look at my notes so I can get the name. When was the last time you saw Baron Blackfur?
Blackfur, Master Blackfur. I would almost have to say 4 or 5 days ago. It was early in the morning, and I believe he was headed to his usual fishing spot, though he had only some of his equipment, his usual equipment. I don't believe he's actually fishing the river right now. I believe he's doing a great deal more testing than fishing, at least from what he was carrying.
Okay, he's been missing for a few days, and I'd like to speak with him.
Oh dear. Honestly, I can't say, because he and he tends to stay out much longer than I stay here in the greenhouses. In fact, I am not long for remaining, but he has the tendency to stay out until well after sunset. Of course, that's when he's fishing. I don't know about now.
It just seems like a strange time to be out of the town for multiple days without letting someone know where he would be so that we could check on him. Unsafe time, safe practice, you know.
I do agree, though he usually has some of his staff with him because, well, He only wishes to fish, so his staff have the tendency to have to bring his paperwork to him on the riverbank, regardless
I'd
of
like
the
to
weather.
lie again.
Okay.
Well, I heard that he specifically told his staff to stay behind so that he could go investigate something by himself.
And give me a presence roll.
I'm not trying to pit the council members against each other to figure out what's going on.
Hey, no. Not at all.
20 with hope.
Okay, she blinks at you, clearly startled. Like her ears actually do prick up. Like, whoa. Well, that's very much not like him. He prefers to have them bringing his paperwork to him. I wonder... He is not usually one for experimentation, though. I cannot see him... Well,
I didn't mean to imply that he's involved. Just, it was a strange act, and I want to make sure that he's safe and ask him a few questions.
Well, I really wouldn't expect that any of the council members are involved, but it's possible that somebody knows something and doesn't realize it. And that could include Baron. He is observant, but not particularly aware, unless it has to do with fish. I would go and check the his favorite fishing holes along the river. Unfortunately, he has a few, but they are all on the south bank of the river and mostly along the town area. So chances are good he is nearby. I would hope, anyway.
Thank you. This has been very helpful. I'll let you get back to work so that you can go in for the night.
Thank you, and do let me know if I can help in any other way.
Oh, of course, of course. So like I said, I'm trying to gather allies among the council so that I have the full support of the council so that we can figure out what's going on.
Of course. Good luck in your task.
As we
And then
leave, I just tell the guys, I was like, I didn't really see anything out of place. It seemed exactly as they said.
That's good. I didn't get the vibe that she was lying to us about anything, and I kind of planted the seed that Blackfur's being shady. Oh, by the way, I plan on using the council members against each other to try to figure out what's going on.
Kinda got that. Great. It's actually a good strategy. Because if somebody knows something and if they hear something that they don't think was supposed to be possible, they would be more apt to speak then.
Right. And if we get everybody fighting and someone is fighting extra hard to stay out of line of sight, I don't want to cause the collapse of Madet, but I do want to smoke out whatever's going on here. I talked to Baylor and got some good information as well. It seems like almost half the council's missing.
Yeah, it's the few main places, but for some reason I don't know what our next place would want to be, but there's something up with fish having teeth and this person being gone for days at a time, like they said.
That's who I was just kind of pointed the finger at over here. I think that might be a good place for us to check out, if not next, soon. Check his fishing spots and try to hunt him down, and then go from there.
Since we're right here, do we want to do husbandry real quick and then head over?
That's kind of what I was thinking. Let me pick a new person to point fingers at.
Okay, so you're headed for the barns and stuff now.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that wind up looking like? Where do you, what's the approach?
I'm thinking we
Which
do
one
the
is the
same
barn?
thing, but a message from the council instead of something from the quartermaster.
Right.
Because then people aren't going to ask why we're like clomping through an area we're probably not supposed to be messing around in. And they're also more likely to point us in the direction if it's an important message or an important delivery. It's the magic of the clipboard.
Okay, so you poke your head into the first barn, and it happens to be a dairy barn, with the expected accompanying effluvia, and manure and hay and grain and um,
All the wonderful
No-
smells.
yeah, noisy cows, because this is about the time that they're coming in, just before sunset, and it's like it's milking time is what I was thinking, evening milking time. And do you see several people kind of herding cows into their stalls and their respective stalls and things and getting ready to do the milking? But you don't see Mistress Blackstaff.
I just go up to someone like, hey, we were sent with an important message from the council for Mistress Blackstaff. Have you seen her?
They're very distracted, but pause for a second with a hand on the halter of a cow, and I think somebody said she was going to be in barn 5 today. It's the one along the road, the furthest one along the road. I don't know. I haven't seen her in a few days because she goes from barn to barn to spend time with all the animals and stuff. Sorry, we're like at half staff because everybody's been sick, so I got to get moving.
Yeah, we'll check out barn 5. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You head to barn 5.
Barn 5 appears to be combination of like pigs and the smaller like chickens and somewhat smaller animals, ducks, that sort of thing. And you see quite a fewer people here. There's really apparently only 2 people in the barn. Neither of them is Mistress Blackstaff.
And I do the same thing as before. We have an important message from the council for Mistress Blackstaff. Have you seen her?
I think she was supposed to be in barn 3 today. It's the one furthest south.
And then I head there.
And they tell you they thought she was supposed to be in barn 4.
I go to barn 4.
Barn 2.
I go to barn 2.
Barn 1.
I was just at barn 1 and she wasn't there, so is there anywhere else that she could be?
This is a person with a rabbit in one arm and a duck in the other. And they're looking a little poorly, but only vaguely so. The animals are, I mean, not the person.
Right.
And they kind of give it some thought. Well, I mean, if she finished up early in barn 1, then maybe she's in her office in the Hall of Expertise. She doesn't usually spend very much time there, but it could be. I know Master Horfrost is kind of always on her back about paperwork, because the only thing she's really enthusiastic about is the records, the barn records and stuff, and genetics and breeding lines and stuff. So God, she doesn't ever shut up about those things. But anyway, yeah, so that's where she keeps all of her records and stuff, and maybe she went to update those, maybe.
Thank you. That's a good idea.
Question for you. Let me ask you a quick question. Has the master seemed a little off lately by chance? Just like anything out of the ordinary?
Oh, well,
Anybody?
And this guy looks really exhausted and harried, just like pretty much everybody else in town right now. And he kind of leans in and he goes, to be honest, she's always kind of a snot. It's like none of us are good enough. She won't let any of us keep the records except her. And she always double checks all of our work, especially on the breeding lines. Like she doesn't trust any of us to get it right. But as far as being strange, nah, she's just not very good to work with. Sorry, what was that, Wim?
Oh, I was just asking, is that a new behavior, or has that just always been that way?
Oh no, she's always like that.
Right.
I don't know what the deal is, but I don't know. She's been around a long, long time. And so maybe just set in her ways. I don't know.
Well, we'll go check her office. That's a good idea.
All right, I got to get these two tucked in. They need their medicine. Good luck.
I turn to leave.
He wanders off. He goes into a stall several, probably 25 feet away from you.
How is it that all of the workers have absolutely no clue where the master is? They're supposed to be here. They're supposed to be there. To be here. That's strange. Especially for someone who's sounds as anal as this person is.
Someone who likes to double check all the work is now suddenly not paying attention to any of the work.
Right.
I think that one way or another we'll find information in that office.
Right. Whether they're there or not.
Do you want us to start there, or do you want to go to the hatchery first?
I think we should start there. Closer than the hatchery.
Agreed.
Okay.
And we're kind of already on this lead, so I don't want to split off before we lose it. And if she knows that we're thinking about going to her office to look for her, finds out later, and there is stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then suddenly there's nothing left in there.
No offense,
No
Rat.
time to put anything away.
Her being a council member, she has access to your record.
Right. To the office.
To the office.
Okay. The Hall of Expertise, of course, is still chock full of people camping out in the extra cots and things, but also, normal everyday work plus the extra from all the extra occupants. You bypass the cafeteria and head for the offices on the second floor. Nobody stops you. The guards and stuff are all really, familiar with your faces by now. They all know you're busy with council work. So nobody blinks twice to see you guys headed for the offices. On the second floor, you find the husbandry office, and the lights are on inside. And when you open the door, which is unlocked, a receptionist is sitting at a very small desk in front of a closed office door, inner office door.
We need to speak with the counselor. It's on an important matter pertaining our recent trip out of town to gather the supplies.
And you're speaking with a young fungal who kind of squints at you and looks at, makes sure to look at each of your faces. And then, without speaking, nods and gets up and taps on the door twice. And then pops the door open just a little bit, just enough to stick their head through. Mistress Blackstaff, there are council consultants here to speak with you. And you hear a muffled response from inside. It doesn't sound very enthusiastic, maybe even a little grouchy. And then the receptionist steps aside and kind of, pulls the door open and motions you all through. Behind the desk in the next room, and this room is painfully neat and tidy, with not a single piece of paper out of place. Like, the stacks of paper on the desk are leveled in their trays. They are lined up, and edges are all neat and everything. And there are file cabinets and bookshelves stuffed full, but completely neat. Like, nothing is hanging out or out of place. Mistress Blackstaff looks up from behind the desk and sort of taps one finger on the desk impatiently. Finger tendril, I guess it's a tendril, impatiently. What may I help you gentlemen with?
Well, first I'd like to apologize for my actions in the council meeting. I didn't want to target anyone, but I do want to make sure that you understand that I would never think that you would be capable of harming Madet.
She looks completely unfazed and totally unamused and continues tapping her tendril on the desk. Well, that goes without saying. Now, to what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
You obviously know what we've been tasked with. And in speaking to Counselor Whiteflute, she had spoken onto some of your strange behavior, and we're just following up on it. Routine thing. But yeah, Whiteflute said that you'd been not at the barns as often, and that you've been secretive about your paperwork, failing to turn in reports.
They make a kind of a very soft, gentle snorting sound. And Mistress Whiteflute should get her head out of her pots once in a while. She has absolutely no idea what we do in husbandry. She wouldn't know a cow from a tree if it walked up and headbutted her. That said, I have been turning in everything I am supposed to on time as necessary, if not before. And Horfrost is welcome to come and audit all of my files at any time. And she kind of picks her face up so she's looking down her nose at you now.
I look around the room and I'm like, well, I expect Horfrost to be able to find exactly what he would be looking for, as I've never seen a filing system quite organized in a way such as this. It is immaculate. And I want to make a presence roll to kind of toot her ego.
Can I, while they're talking, try and sense if there's anything magical in the room?
Sure. Let's see. You need a instinct roll.
And I am going to, again, try to find anything that's strange, like any words on papers that are standing up that stand out. Anything that I can read or see that may say something that's telling.
Also instinct.
My presence is 15 with hope.
I got a 21 with hope.
Ooh, I got a crit. 2 9s.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So, Val, you don't sense anything magical except on Mistress Blackstaff's person. She is in amongst the lacy stuff. Part of her, maybe. Don't know for sure, but there's a few like little semi-precious stones and medallions and things that are kind of looking like necklaces almost. And they seem to be giving off just a very faint magical signature. And of course, she herself also gives off a little bit of a magical signature too. As far as reading anything like telling or anything, what's visible on the desk, which is the only place that there's anything actually visible as far as writing and stuff is concerned, really does look like feed and hay requisitions in one tray, and then in the other tray it does look like there's what am I looking for? A head count of cattle is what it looks like on that page. The labels on the cabinets are all meticulously, lettered, but also, bloodlines for cattle, bloodlines for pigs, etc., all the way along. Each drawer has its label, and they're all obviously alphabetical with the category above. So nothing really looks out of place here. The only thing that you might consider is that the room otherwise seems quite sterile. There's no personality in here at all. It is strictly records. Strictly.
So it doesn't seem like a place that somebody actually would work in.
No, it doesn't seem like she's, it doesn't feel existed in even. It almost just feels like a storage room. And I'm sorry, Calico,
I got a 15 to try to stroke her ego.
Okay, so she raises one eyebrow and she's still looking down her nose at you. That also goes without saying. Honestly, Hoarfrost is ridiculous. My records are arranged better than his. He would absolutely find whatever he needs within a few moments.
And then, is there anyone, not speaking specifically of council members, but anyone who's been acting suspicious that you've noticed? I know that you're quite busy, but you also seem very observant.
And she taps a tendril against her at the corner of her mouth. I should think Master Blackfur and Master Elgar, and perhaps a young Mistress Celeste. Exiting the town while all of this is going on seems foolish, to say the least. But most especially Master Elgar, quite foolish. If anyone were suspicious, I would say those three. But if you were asking about the general populace, I couldn't say. I have little to no interaction with them beyond my own staff.
You've been very helpful today. If you can think of anything else, please reach out to us. I would prefer that you do it discreetly, as you know our task from the council isn't public knowledge.
Of course. You may go.
I give a sweeping bow and then spin on my heel and walk out.
She's already put her attention back on what she was working on when you walked in. Like, she didn't even clock that bow.
As we're walking out, I tell Val and Calico my observation of of her office. I'm like, that doesn't seem like an office.
But people would know that she's never in there, and if there's something to hide, that's where I'd put it.
Right.
And it'd be easy to get lost in those files if you filed it as something else.
It makes me wonder, I mean, I don't know where we want to go next, but it seems to me that that place is just immaculate. Like, maybe there's something held at her place, maybe?
Yeah, because if we went in there and looked, she would know.
Right. Because
I have a way to see if something's hidden, but I didn't want to do it in front of her, and it would be a way to do it without disturbing anything. But it's not guaranteed to work.
Right. Well, something's better than nothing. So do we want to go to the fishery first, and then we could probably come back and let you do your thing?
Yeah, Blackfur's names come up a lot.
Yeah.
Gives them time to leave the office.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're going to go to Blackfur at least.
Yeah. Go start searching his fishing spots.
Okay, so you're out there. It is cold still. There is a lot of snow on the ground, although along the riverfront, it's a little easier going. At the third place that you check, you find a young pair of what look like interns, maybe, standing there with helpless expressions on their faces and maybe a little bit of frustration too. And each of them is carrying about 3 file folders apiece. And they're just standing there looking around.
You all look lost. What's going on?
Actually, it's Mistress Blackfur that's lost, I think. The first one says to you. She was supposed to be here. Checking out, trying to verify some of the results we've been getting from the river, but there's the box where she keeps her catch, and it's empty. And her gear is piled over there, but the case that's supposed to carry her bait and the collection vials and things is not there. It's just the poles and the other stuff. And she was supposed to finish this paperwork today, and Master Hoarfrost is going to be so angry. And I don't know if you know him, but he's really friggin' scary when he's mad.
I immediately start looking around the area. Looking for
I
signs
want to
of...
do an instinct roll and start trying to track for him.
Right.
You want to help each other on that? Are we?
Yeah, I'll spend a hope. I assume your instinct is better than mine.
Oh, let's see. My instinct is I just have a +2 in instinct.
Yeah, I have
Oh,
a +1, so I'll spend the hope to help.
I have a +4 if you want me to look instead.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'll work.
And that's a D6 for advantage.
I
Okay,
believe
so-
that is correct.
Yeah.
Tim?
There's a button for advantage, so it's pulled up the D6.
Yeah, there you go.
17 with hope.
You see fawn tracks, excuse me, kind of all over the area. And they head, it looks like she was walking around quite a bit. And then they head kind of west along the riverbank. And they continue for quite some time, but then at the first crossing, they turn onto the ice and you lose them, at least from where you're standing on this side of the river.
Well, tracks end here.
Do we want to cross the
Are
river
they-
and see if we can find him again?
Yeah, but we don't know if they went up or down the ice at all. We can look at least on the other side real quick.
Right. I think we should go in a straight line to where the tracks go, and maybe on the other side of the bank we can pick up another trail.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And
Okay,
let's be
so-
careful going over the ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I leap across again, or is it a larger than close distance?
Yeah, this is a pretty broad portion. This is like the widest where the river is because there's shipping that comes up along this river up and down at this particular area. So it's a little bit too broad for you to just leap. However, let me get an agility from each of you and tell me, how are you crossing? Like, are you all going together? Are you going one at a time? How is this all working?
Do we want to tie ropes to each other real quick and then just single file line across?
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Like 10, 15 feet apart from each other so we're not concentrating
Yeah.
weight.
So I can go first, I guess.
I'll go in the middle.
21 with fear.
I got a... That's the last.
I'm sorry, what am I rolling?
Agility.
Agility.
I'm going to use feline instincts and mark as stress to reroll my hope die on this agility check.
Yikes. Okay.
It's not that bad, but it definitely could be better, and it's worse. 12. I should have just left it.
And I got a 16 with hope.
Okay. So we're going in the order of Val, Calico, and Raz?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're crossing, the ice does the usual kind of creaking and groaning that ice does when it has moving water underneath it. Calico, you do misstep and nearly put your foot through the ice at one point, halfway across, but being roped to the other two helps to steady you, and you all make it across without further incident.
I'd like to spend another hope to help Val do his search check.
Okay.
23 with fear. And then we also are probably untying ourselves.
Yeah.
The rope back.
Okay, so up river, I think. West, anyway, along the bank, you do pick up the Faun tracks again. And perhaps, let's see, they veer away from the bank and kind of into the snow. But then you cross through a line of trees and come across Baron Blackfur returning along the same trail that you're following.
Oh, Baron, we've been looking for you.
But me? Why would you be looking for me?
Well, you were at the most recent council meeting when we returned, correct?
Oh, no, I think I missed that one.
Well, we've been tasked with investigating what's been going on in town since we have been outside of it and have, the freshest eyes. And had been concerned for your safety. You seem to have been gone for quite a while.
Oh, well, I mean, I've been coming and going every day, but yeah, I do kind of keep funny hours, so not many people see me coming and going except for my staff, and even then, that's only during the day. But boy, have I got records for you. You want to know what's going on in town? Have you seen the fish? Like, something is messing with the fish, and their scales are getting messed up, and their mouths, teeth, human teeth. Not even fawn or like pike teeth. No, human teeth in my fish. Not to mention that there were some that had wings with feathers and some that looked like insect wings, but those weren't flying so good because they were wet. But with the feathers, they were flying at us and trying to bite us. Why? What is going on? Have you gotten anything?
No, unfortunately, the science lab hasn't been able to get too much information on it. We were able to retrieve all of the materials from the Lost Caravan, so maybe there's something from Chasm that might be able to help. But I don't mean to put this in a bad light, but your name's come up quite a few times in our investigation.
And she giggles. Okay, so yeah, most people think I'm kind of weird because I like fish.
Down at myself and then look back.
You know what I'm talking about then, right? So yeah, my name comes up a lot because I think I'm weird. It's okay. I don't mind.
Well, Blackstaff specifically said that we should look into you because you've been acting stranger than normal.
She thinks I should be investigated for everything that happens in Madet, even when I wasn't even in town. So, yeah. She doesn't like how I do business. To be honest, I don't like how she does business.
I get the feeling that I wouldn't be a fan either.
Oh, you caught that, huh? You must have talked to her recently. She's been, even more, stick up the butt lately than usual. And I get it, everybody's pretty tense because of everything that's been going on, but geez.
What do you mean?
So she got really mad. I mean, I overheard her as close to yelling as she's ever gotten after you guys took off for the pass. I mean, she was yelling at Flora in Flora's office, and I'm not really sure what all it was about, but she was pretty steamed. Fungal steamed.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Anyway, so yeah, she was pretty steamed when she came out of that office, and it sounded like it got pretty heated in there. Of course, she brushed by me like I didn't exist, so whatever. And Flora, well, you know, she didn't even address it afterward when I talked to her, so.
That's good to know. Maybe we'll have to take a second look at Blackstaff. But another thing that I kind of wanted to bring up, since you're a council member who the others don't really seem to take seriously, we might be able to use that to our advantage in our investigation.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you might be able to overhear or be around things that they're not really thinking about you while you're there.
I mean, yeah, they do dismiss me a lot. Of course, I'm not always there either because, you know, I'm out here fishing. Not so much lately, but, you know, I've been trying to figure it out. So I'm still out here a lot. I don't know how helpful I'll be, but be happy to give it a whirl.
Who didn't want to ever be a spy? Oh, shit.
Who didn't ever want to be a spy? Oh, shit.
I knocked my phone over.
Yep. That was just fun timing.
Perfect timing.
IC and OOC. She grins, you know, big mischievous grin. I like the way you think. Yeah, I'll give it a shot, and I'll let you know if I hear anything I'm maybe not supposed to.
Yeah, just our investigation is supposed to be kind of kept on the hush. So if you do contact, try to do it quietly.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm a council member. Why wouldn't I have something important to, you know, have you pass on to the others or something, you know?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
let me just ask you a question. The fish with teeth, do they seem to be coming from somewhere, or are they literally just everywhere?
Oh, they're all up and down this section of the river. Now, the weird thing is, if I get, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles east, they kind of taper off, and by 5 miles east, it's like there's nothing happening. So it's localized to Madet, sort of. I mean, Madet and 10 miles south, or excuse me, 10 miles west, I guess. I haven't been able to get any further than that without, you know, having to spend overnight, and it's been a little dangerous. So 10 miles is the best I could do.
And which way are the mines?
Well, mines are southeast all the way southwest, and I mean, but there's also archaeological sites like all over the area. It's
Oh,
and they
and
do
one
digging
more thing.
too. Yeah.
You have some people looking for you right over there. They're trying to give you some information.
And they
Wow.
look pretty stressed out.
I bet Hoarfrost has been after him again. Damn it, I wish he wouldn't stare at my people like that. He gives everybody the willies. I mean, have you seen that face? Like perpetual sourpuss. I don't get it.
Yeah, I've been yelled at him by a couple times.
Yeah, he's not fun to deal with. I do my best not to. Oh, speaking of looking for people. This was weird. I came across Counselor Elgor while I was out looking around just, I don't know, a couple hours ago. And it was weird because, you know, normally he'd come down out of a tree on top of me or, right in front of me and scare the bejesus out of me. But today he just kind of walked up like he was on the same path as me, which I wasn't expecting because I was following one of those damn flying fish. But I don't know. He didn't jump down out of a tree at me, and he barely even, I don't think it was even a smile. It was more like a grimace. He looked pretty grim. But, I mean, he's forestry, so he's normally out here. But I thought he was staying in town, or at least closer to town, because of all of this stuff. So I thought it was a little weird to run across him like that. We talked a little bit, but he seemed pretty preoccupied, so I just kind of let him go on his way.
Appreciate that. See, spy work already.
Hey, I was helpful and I didn't even know it was going to be.
That's
all
the
right.
best
Were
way.
they in a hurry?
No. I mean, he seemed to be following something, but I'm not a tracker. I don't know. I don't know a footprint from a snowfall. But I better get back and save my kids from hoarfrost. He's probably going to yell. Man, I don't want to go back. All right, good luck, y'all. If I see or hear anything, you will be the first to know, and I'll keep it under the rose.
I appreciate that. And this might help you with your getting yelled at by Hoarfrost. And I pull out a carving of Raz and hand it to her.
She kind of looks at it, then looks at you, puzzled. How is that going to help?
Just, I don't know. It might.
I mean, what the hell? I'm
If they say
weird,
something
right?
to you, just present it.
Yeah, give it to him again.
All right, I'll give it a shot. What the hell is he going to do? Yell at me more?
If
And she
anything,
wanders
it'll probably
on.
stop.
At least long enough to figure out why he's confused.
Exactly.
She waves and, grinning and kind of lopes off back toward the river.
Sweet.
It's my question. Where do we go next? What's happening?
Honestly, I think we should follow her trail and see where she was just at.
That's a good idea.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think we should start looking to see if we can find records of any recent archaeological finds, because it's starting to sound a little bit like somebody dug up something, got hit with something, then started to work on behalf of this parasite and spreading it or whatever.
I also think we should look to see who's taken the most recent trip to Chasm.
That as well. So I guess we can go up and look, and then might have to go look through some records.
Yeah,
Fun stuff.
that's definitely more a you thing than me thing.
Okay, so you continue following Baron's trail, and you come to a point where you see Elgor, and it's kind of uncharacteristic for Elgor to be, and you assume it's Elgor because it's a set of boot prints, but a set of boot prints that you assume to be Elgor's approach her trail. They meet, and obviously there's a little bit deeper prints where they stood and spoke for a little bit, and then hers turned back, but the boot prints continue on, and they kind of veer off again, kind of in the other direction. back into the trees. And then they disappear as though, and probably he climbed a tree.
I kind of look up through the trees and kind of see if there's snow disturbed on branches. It looks like he kind of swung across trees.
That is what it looks like, yes.
We can continue to follow it then.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long do you follow it? Because it's pretty close to sunset at this point.
What do you guys think? If we turn back, we're gonna lose the trail if he went to do anything, but this is not gonna get much
I think
safer.
we should follow it because of anyone in town. We're the most capable of being out here at night.
Right.
Fair enough.
Okay. So you continue following it. And for a while, it's in the trees. Then it encounters a clearing, and we go back to boot prints. And as you hit the tree line again, there is a great deal of disturbed snow. Like, it is churned up down to earth in some places. There are a number of different tracks of different creatures, like maybe an elk. There's definitely a wolf. There's some kind of maybe bear, maybe big cat. Can't really tell because they're smeared, and there's just a lot of churned up snow, and it was obvious that a big disturbance happened here. What? It's hard to tell, but again, a bunch of animals have been through and around, and maybe we're involved, maybe not. It's really hard to tell because it's such a mess. Unfortunately, it also covers up whatever boot prints may or may not have been through there. And there's no indication of other exit. At least not obviously.
I'd like to cast Reveal. Make a spellcast roll. If anything is hidden within close range, the roll would succeed. Against it, it is no longer hidden. Yikes.
Okay.
14 with fear.
If it's spellcasting, can I give you advantage? And then you get a D8, 76.
Let me get a D8. Ooh. 19 with fear.
Okay. The answer to Sleepy's spell is okay, sorry. Secret communique from Tim. The spell does highlight something. What does that look like when it goes off?
It kind of like a little bell appears above it and like tingling, ling, 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 ling. I go over and check it out.
That bell appears above a cluster of bushes just on the edge of the disaster mess area. And when you get there, you find
He's dead.
Elgar's hat, laying kind of like wedged a little bit into the bushes. And it's dusted with a little bit of snow over the top. Like the bushes got disturbed and the snow got knocked over it.
Oh, shit. I like hold it up and like, this is Algar's hat.
Oh shit.
Anything under it? Just the hat.
Yeah, I search the area further.
It is just the hat.
We may need to go back and have people send out a search party.
Yeah. Any other like trails or anything?
And do we see like if somebody was dragged or forcefully taken some which way?
Give me an instinct.
Okay. 19 with fear.
8 with fear.
And with hope.
Okay, so Val, you see what looks like maybe something in snowshoes or with a really wide, like something sort of flat that makes it easy to walk above the snow, like on top of the snow. But it's really vague. Like there's not, it's sort of questionable. What you do note is that it also looks like something very, about 2 inches, more like 1 inch wide in the snow as well, like dragging along in the snow. That sort of goes in and out for a goodly ways. Along with that weird sort of flatness on the snow. And the flatness is not like footsteps. It's sort of, it's almost a drag, except that there are depressions where weight shifts as it goes.
Mm.
It's also very faint.
I found some more tracks. I think they might have been slung over someone's shoulder, and if you see the little indents, I don't know if it's like their tail kind of hitting the ground as they walk. Like over shoulder, tail hits ground.
Yeah.
So they might be in a wee bit of danger, and that we might not be able to find the location again if we go back for a search party.
Yeah, I think it's on us.
Do you still have a teleport available, just in case?
No, I think yeah, I switched it out.
Because then I could put down like a rift or something if we get in a tight spot and you pull us out. And then we quickly bring back with people. But I think we gotta...
I mean, I can switch it out on the fly if I need to, but...
Yeah, just if you need to. That's...
Right.
It looked like just one person. We can take out one person.
I geared up for
That'll be
investigation, not combat.
Yeah, that'll be fine. So that's the thing that would go and follow it unless anybody else objects.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use the mind link to tell Dixie that we found trouble and they should send a search party in this direction looking for Algor.
There you go.
Yeah. Who do we make them contact? Who in the council is trustworthy and constantly there?
Dylan, the guy who's in charge of the watch or whatever. It just makes the most sense. because
Yeah.
then she's gone to the right person.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, her response is immediately very startled and kind of terrified. Are you guys okay? Is Raz okay?
We're fine. Raz is okay. We're gonna go try to hunt him down now, but you should send a search party just in case.
Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sorry. You caught me in a meeting. It looks like the results from the disease, it's partly a curse, and she seems really confused by that. There's like somebody's mixed a curse with a disease. I didn't know that was possible. I'm leaving the meeting. I'm going to Gillen right now. But that's what the results were from Chasm on the disease. And they're looking into the curse components now.
That's awesome. You did amazing. I'm going to switch the mind link with Raz so that way we can communicate if we get separated.
Okay, you guys take care. Be careful, all right?
I'll keep him safe.
Thank you.
And then I immediately switch the mind link to Raz and tell them what I just was told.
Okay. So little magic was a curse, huh?
So it definitely was not something that we found. Like, it wasn't something just dug up in an archaeological dig of the mine. Someone did it.
It's a little more purposeful than that. But it could, something could have been dug up about those records and such.
Right, so it's almost like it's a mixture. It's like disease and magic.
Yeah.
So then that to me seems like that there's more than one person involved. One person who would be a specialty in diseases, an alchemist or someone like that, and someone who's good at curses. A mage or something like that. So we really have to be careful.
I slowly turn my head at Val. Val, I hate to ask, but you don't have anything to do with this, do you? Like, on accident?
No. So it's been years since I've used magic, up until basically the avalanche. So there's nothing I can do. Like, it's a very, you at least feel it, you know?
At the very least.
No, I mean, I didn't think that you did it on purpose.
That's fair. Given the track record, that's fair.
Well, not only that, he's been with me the entire time because he's my Overwatch.
Yeah.
Well, always get a check.
All right, Val, you stay on this trail and I'll help where I can.
All right. Follow me.
I've got one hope left that I can use to give you advantage on the roll if you need.
I have enough hope. I can give you some hope if you need it.
All right. Yep, onward.
Okay, the three of you continue along, following this bizarre trail. And it just continues for quite some time. It is getting darker and darker. And then you start hearing odd noises. They don't sound like the usual forest noises that you would expect. And it's also not the silence that one would expect from a snow-covered forest where a potential fight and then a bunch of traffic going through would have silenced everything. It's almost a foreboding watching in feeling. But the noises almost seem like communication, but they're coming from different directions around you. And even sometimes different elevations. So like maybe up in the tree canopy and then in some bushes, a few dozen yards away or even further. They're odd noises that you can't really place with a particular creature. Some of them might be croaks or even maybe the creaking of a tree, except that there's no wind right now. You might hear the shuffling in the brush, except that what brush under the snow would be getting that shuffling, that sort of thing. But you never see anything necessarily.
I'm going to draw my weapons.
Yeah, I'm definitely at the ready.
Okay. And then let's see. I need an instinct from everybody.
17 with fear.
16 with hope.
13 with hope.
Sorry, I'm arguing with the Roll20 interface. Just one moment.
Who's somebody who we think is maybe like adjacent to everything? I was thinking about casting a minor illusion of that council person with us to see if somebody then would approach us non-hostily instead of the ominous feeling that I am getting.
I think if we showed up with Gillen, it wouldn't be too absurd if we say we're the search party.
Okay, I think I'll try to minor illusion Gillen like walking with us. Which would be an 18
If
with
you need help with that, let me know. Because I got plenty of hope right now.
No, I got an 18 with hope. I should be fine. At least,
yep.
It's only convincing from far range anyway. So,
okay. Well,
once they start getting closer, they'll realize.
Yeah, up close, you guys see a sort of fuzzy-edged, not terribly detailed image of Gillen show up. It's got the important bits like the wings and that sort of thing, or rather the shell. I guess he doesn't have wings all the time. But the shell and his general armor and weapons and that sort of thing. So it's up close, it's a suggestion of Gillen, but from far away it would be hard to distinguish. And it appears to be walking along with you. As you you approach a kind of a rocky, like hilly, the beginning of a hillside type thing. And okay, there we go. You see movement ahead And then as you continue to get closer, you begin to distinguish really strange looking creatures ahead of you. And all things considered, this is probably a good place to pause for the rest of for the evening.
I have chain lightning on the ready. I think it will slowly go through everything here, hopefully. If enough things fail.
That's badass.
So, the timing saved you guys from this fight for tonight, but we shall begin.
Two behind us, too.
Oh, I didn't even see those. The nameplates were in the way.
Like I said, from all directions.
Hey.
They're permanent. Is there a way to change that? I don't see a setting for that. I have it set to names only.
Like,
I'm not. So the nameplates are permanent across the bottom. I do have it set to name only with the color at the end of each box. But I don't see a way to remove them at all. I mean, that's fair, but...
Oh, it's not, like, invasive. I just, like, didn't notice them because they were behind them.
Yeah. Are you measuring?
No. No, but you're not supposed to pay attention to what I'm doing. Where's the TM version of a player doing something secret? Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so you got everything in there, and then if anything fails, anything in there. Hopefully,
Oh, that's cool.
hopefully a couple of them will go down quickly.
Yeah, I don't have any AoE, and I am not spec'd for combat right now.
Great,
Well,
great.
it is what it is.
I've still got levitation.
One at a time.
Yeah, levitation, that book also has recant, so I can make people forget the last minute of conversation.
You think they can forget the last minute of hitting the ground?
I was thinking I can be like, I know you did it. And then be like, what the fuck? No, I didn't do it. And then I recant it and they just forget that I accused them.
Or they're just like, well, you finally figured it out. Then you recant them and we walk off.
Beautiful.
Oh, man. Yeah, this, there it is. Okay, got it.
Oh no, not those nameplates. The ones at the bottom that say who's in the game. Yeah, they're as small as they can get. At least I thought to call for backup.
I think we see a couple of some things, but
Oh shit! All right, I gotta clean up and get ready for
Goodness, you
bed.
called for backup.
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of fun.
Oh, also of my friends that have watched the show so far, Val has been voted the favorite character.
Yes.
Absolutely. And
I was just to play a little bit of a goober and
Thank you for joining us on this chapter of Making It and Made It. Your presence and every like, comment, and share means the world to us. Keep the magic alive by diving into Seattle at Dawn, our Mage the Ascension campaign set in the misty streets of the Pacific Northwest. If you crave shadowy intrigue, uncanny odysseys, and the thrill of battling the darkness, your next adventure awaits right there. A heartfelt shout out to Cami Hines for their stunning character art. Check out the description for links to more of their incredible work. What's coming next from us? More Making It and Made It, as our Misfits carve their legend in Adrith. A Hunter the Reckoning saga from Sleepy, stalking darker threats in Seattle Falling Tide, now streaming. And our epic, long-term Adrith campaign is currently brewing behind the scenes. Don't miss a single twist. Hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, like this video to show your support. And before you go, let us know in the comments, which Made It Misfit do you like the most? What theories do you have for who's behind the Made It mystery? And who is your favorite member of the Council of Expertise? We read every comment and cannot wait to feature your theories and questions in our next episode. Until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and keep tending the seeds of story in the Dahlia World Garden. See you soon.